Happy, beautiful Thursday in the Treasure Valley. Welcome to another Chamber Check-In episode from Idaho's only five-star accredited chamber. And today we get to share the Fundsy story with chair of the organization, Isabel Bilbao. Hi, Isabel.
Hi, Paul. Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be here with the chamber.
Right back at you. Usually you're the one doing the interviews, and so this is awesome and
I'm
an
in the
honor
hot
for
seat.
me. Let me introduce you, Isabel, for those that don't know who you are. Isabel Bilbao is an owner and partner at Bilbao and Company, an Idaho-based public and government affairs firm. She's an award-winning television news journalist specializing in crime, courts, and the legislature. Isabel served on Idaho's Public Information Emergency Response Team. She is trained in the National Incident Management System by FEMA and the Bureau of Homeland Security. Isabel, it's my pleasure to talk with you today about Fundsy. And you know, these broadcasts have been great ways to check in with our members, share their origin stories, their products, services, but most importantly, the people. And with that, why don't you bring us up to speed? For those that don't know who you are, give us a little bit about your background and history of work that led you into this industry.
Yeah, easily. And thank you for having me and letting me talk about it. So I'm a Nampa native, born and raised, graduated, was of course going to leave Idaho and never coming back in 1997. You know how people always want to leave where they're from, but the state has been so good to me. I've come back several times and I'm here. Worked at a news station in Idaho Falls, KIFI, and then came home and worked at KTVB for quite a while. And I loved my career in TV news, covering, as you said, crime courts and the legislature, which led me to Bilbao and Company. And, you know, now I'm on the other side, trying to help our clients and issues get out in the public and get recognized. So I had the great opportunity of starting my company with working on Governor Little's first campaign. Yep. And we've just gone on from there. So that's where we are today. And I co-own this with my brother. So a lot of people are really surprised that we can do this together and we do it well. We know our strengths, we know our weaknesses, and we're actually getting ready to open a second business. So we'll have to talk about that another time.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Well, what I will tell the listeners is that Bilbao and Company is a chamber member as well, and a Fundsy. So let's talk about Fundsy. For those that don't know, maybe give us the 30,000 foot view and then we'll go into the origin story. So what is Fundsy and what is the mission and vision of the organization?
Well, Fundsy is an organization I had always wanted to be a part of. It is the longest serving nonprofit in the Treasure Valley, and it's really a special organization. In 1967, it was commenced to really help build the YMCA, and hence the name Funds Y, so Fundsy. That was its sole mission, was to build the Y for the city of Boise. And so a lot of leaders in various businesses around the city, Morrison, Knutson, I can't think of all of them. They're Idaho Power, Boise Cascade, all those staple businesses that are true Idaho businesses came together to do this. And they started in 1967, and by 1970, they held their gala, and that was going to be the event that raised money to build the YMCA. They held it in 1970, and it was a huge success. And with that, they were able to build this building. Because they didn't want to stop there, they decided to continue and formally create Fundsy with the mission of funding brick and mortar projects. So we know a lot of nonprofits out there raise money for, in order to feed families, in order to pay bills, in order to shelter individuals and people living in our community. Fundsy specifically has stuck to that motto of brick and mortar to help nonprofits pay for rent, build their business, refurnish, kind of fill a niche that doesn't always get filled because there's so much other work that these other great organizations are doing. So our goal as a nonprofit is to help nonprofits.
So Fundsy is a nonprofit organization itself.
Correct.
That gathers industry leaders, thought leaders to raise money to build brick and mortar for these great causes in our community.
Yeah, and a lot of our board members are actually board members on other organizations where it's an active board that really wants to give back to their community. And our mission is to raise money over a 2-year period. So we have a recipient right now for the next cycle is the YMCA. So we're going back to our roots a little over 50 years later. We just gave our largest donation to the Peregrine Fund after, right, which you're a member of now, great organization, which we help them with building their welcome center so they can get more kids out there and more families out there to learn about conservation, STEM education. So our missions really is to grow the Treasure Valley, but do it in a unique way. With the gala and now a golf tournament, we do an event every year, but it's every other year that takes place. And it's a 2-year fundraising period. And then once that's done, we are already in the process of finding a beneficiary for the next 2 years. So it's really just to keep going. But every 2 years, we look for a new organization to support.
Okay. Wow. That is rad. I love the fact that there's these two big monumental cornerstone events that are inviting industry leaders again, thought leaders to raise funds to help the community.
And let me interrupt real quick, Paul. The reason we're every 2 years is when this was originally started, that same group of donors back in 1967 and set in 1970, they were supporters of Boise State too. And so they always wanted to keep the galas are not in competition with each other. So Boise State's gala is 1 year. I believe that's still how it works. I need to double check my facts, but then ours is the other year.
Okay. Well, the types of events that you're hosting are the gala and the golf tournament. Why don't you tell us about when those are and the dates and time and how we can get plugged in?
So we are opening up right now for our July 17th golf tournament at the River Club here in Boise. And we're looking for teams of 4 to join. We'd love for different groups to come be a part of our fun event. It's just a great day to be with community members and raise money and also have a good time. So that's this year. And then next year, we're working to solidify the date. May 11th, I believe, is where we are right now for the gala. We can't confirm that until we're in May. So next week, we will know that for sure. But that'll be in May. So golf tournament, July 17th, that's our first event. And we hope that a lot of people will want to join, get a team together and come join us. You can find all the information at fundsy.org.
July 11th this year, golf tournament at River Club.
July 17th.
July 17th this year, River Club.
Yep.
And that's for the YMCA?
Yes, this will be the first fundraiser of our 2 fundraising efforts. Money raised there goes to the YMCA.
Okay. Since 1970 was the first gala that raised money for the Y, the building, probably the one downtown.
Yep.
I was reading on your website, there's 48 other projects.
Oh, yeah.
Can you help share the tangible evidence of Fundsy's work? Maybe top 10.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what your top 10 are, right?
Right.
If you go to the Shakespeare Festival, you'll see our plaque there as a contributor to that. We have helped with the Anne Frank Memorial. We were told that we were the final amount of money to kick that off and make that a reality in our great city. Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, the Cascade Lake 4-H Camp, the Idaho Black History Museum. We've helped family advocates, Boise Art Museum, Camp Rainbow Gold, and again, the Peregrine Fund just as of last week with our final donation. So it's a broad range of groups that we've been able to help. And it's over 50 organizations now, which is so special because these are all such great organizations.
When I first started with the Chamber back in 2014, Isabel, I remember the Fundsy Gala. And I didn't really understand the impact that the organization is making. Can you help share the dollar amount impact that Fundsy has to those causes?
You know, we have been able to give several $100,000 to each of those organizations. And that's a lot of money, right? When everybody is competing for funds out there, everybody has a mission and our community is so generous. So we just gave the largest check of $500,000 to the Peregrine Fund. And our goal is to only go higher with that. So, we've always been able to do 200, 300. And with this $500,000 check, we're able to set our bar just a little bit higher. These are such important organizations. And what I really like about being able to talk here and being on the board is that we really want to grow as our community grow grow the awareness of Fundsy. It's not a name that you right off the bat go, oh, of course, that makes sense. It's more like, what are you even talking about, right? It's a made up name. And so once we're able to talk to people like the group that we're talking to today, like your members, and say, we're Fundsy, we started funding a Y, and we've continued, and our specific mission is brick and mortar, people get really intrigued and want to be a part of it because it's a different way to give back. And you actually see your donation. Anybody who has donated to the Peregrine Fund can go out there now. We encourage you to do that. Go through the Welcome Center, go see the exhibit expansion, and know that your donation has made that possible. And it's just another way to give back. And we want people to share the message of Fundsy, come to our golf tournament, come to our gala, and tell other people about it, because the more people that know, the better people we can have join our board, and the more money we can raise for our community.
I had the distinct pleasure of being there for the official ceremonial ribbon cutting for the Peregrine Fund's new visitor center and welcome center.
Yeah,
and the
cool.
folks that were talking, the executive director, some of the program folks, the people who build the curriculum for the schools, they were so bought into their conservation project that I felt so inclined to give right there on the spot. And so my family and I joined their club, and it just, you couldn't not leave there without being impacted after that. So I'm looking forward to attending the next ribbon cutting for the next project that Fundsy
YMCA, which you guys will all be at. Yeah, it's cool things, Paul. That's what makes it so great. And the Peregrine Fund was so important to us because it served so many needs that we all find important. Somebody may find conservation to be their number one effort. Somebody may find STEM education to be their number one effort. Somebody may find the ability to better facilities be their number one effort. And so through Fundsy, you're able to be a part of that, whether it be helping the Peregrine Fund or family advocates or, Shakespeare Festival or the Anne Frank Memorial. There's so many great ways and great places we can give to that we love to be a part of. And I got to tell you, when you donate to Fundsy and when you become a part of Fundsy, you know that when we pick a beneficiary, we have a very stringent application process. We accept applications. We look through everything. We look through your plan. We look through the financials of the organization, because we want to make sure that an organization is ready and committed to advancing themselves in the community, and so that our efforts are being used wisely. And so our beneficiaries have all been very diligent and dedicated to the community. And that's what has made these projects go through. So they're great partnerships with Fundsy, and I'm just proud to be a part of it.
Okay, well, now I got to ask, if I'm a nonprofit and I want to be a beneficiary of Fundsy, how do I go about doing that?
info@fundsy.org. Just start right there. Send us an email, info@fundsy.org. Go to the website. There's a place you can sign, what do they call those? Submit form. Yep. Put that in there. We will send you over to Aaron Erkins, leads that committee, who, is a very well-known name at the chamber. And we will put you on our list to get all the information out to. We will probably start that process the end of this year to have decided that organization that we will announce at our gala after all the money is raised for the YMCA.
I love the strategic focus that the organization has, because you can get sidetracked by all the different great causes in it. And I really am just kind of thinking about that right now, how well placed Fundsy is to really make an impact strategically. I have the website scrolling on the bottom of the screen, and we talked, I'm glad you mentioned Aaron Erkins. Who else from your board? I would love for you to just shout out some of your board members and give them a quick shout out.
I would love to. We have a great board. Jacqueline Paget is my co-chair, vice chair. Wilson Dobson, Jan Marie Stockwell, Sarah Bettweiser, Jessica Durham, Natalie Chatfield, Aaron Erkins, Melissa Morrison, Mary Zukin, Dwayne Morris, Tommy Murata, Sarah Reed, Meredith Stead, and Scott Wink are all members of our board.
Wow. And these are folks that really care a lot about their communities.
Yes.
They have the energy and the knowledge to help, and the connections and that broad network that it takes to raise funds. That is so cool.
It requires a team and it requires people dedicated to the mission. And so we would love anybody who wants to join our board. We're always looking for new board members after a cycle. We vet you as well and make sure that you're committed because we are committed. And so if you want to join Fundsy, we'd love to hear from you as well and why you want to be a part of the organization. But the good part is you get to look outside and see that building that you're a part of and how you've helped the community.
I love the tangible evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's so cool. Well, hey, I know we talked about the gala in 2024, potentially May, and the golf tournament July 17th.
Go find us on Facebook and Instagram, and we will on our website. We're getting our final links ready where you could submit your team and purchase a team. We'll have that available. If not, info@fundsy.org is a great way to get it. Send us the information you want, whether to become involved or buy a team. So
while I have you for the last minute here, Isabel, is there anything else that we missed that you're thinking about that you'd like to educate the public on while we have you today?
I think we've hit it all. There's so much, but if you have any questions, we would love for you to ask those questions. We have to get our mission out because the city and community has grown. If you are an organization tuned in right now and you think someone in your organization should learn about Fundsy, send us an email because we will go meet with you and talk about Fundsy, whether it be just informational or how you can get involved in a number of different ways. We would love to go meet with you and spread our word about Fundsy. So get a hold of us. We'll be there.
Isabel, thank you for your investment in this community, for you and your board and your whole team, for the work you do. Thank you for the investment and time that you spend with your local chamber. It's much appreciated.
Yes.
We thank you.
Thank you. You guys are a great chamber. It's a great organization to be involved in and to be a part of. And the members are phenomenal. The Boise Metro Chamber is pretty impressive.
Awesome. Enjoy this beautiful weather we're having, Isabel. And I look forward to cheersing you at the next event.
Yes, you will be there for sure. Thank you.